Hi Virgo, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your weekly tarot reading for the week of February 15th to the 21st, 2021, as I instantly feel so calm within your energy, as always. And don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And when doing so, don't forget that little notification bell. Now, when meditating on your energy overall for the week, the message that came through was taking time for you. Taking time for you, my love. And when shuffling for a song for the week, to speak upon your week, Spirit chose the song Domino by Morrison. What a great song. And the lines that stood out were, don't want to discuss it. Think it's time for a change. You may get disgusted. Start thinking that I'm strange. In that case, I'll go underground, get some heavy rest. Never have to worry. And the second line was, and if you never hear from me, that just means I would rather not. There's a feeling, Virgo, that you went through a lot in the last couple weeks. Certain changes, adjustments, emotional situations where you're like, I really don't feel like discussing it at this time. So you're trying to get that vibe out there, people need to respect that. And, if you kind of want to just stay within your own energy, the Hermit card, if you will. And, you're trying to let people know if they don't hear from you, you're good. You're not interested. You need your own alone time right now, which is fair. I totally get you. Let's start off by pulling a message or two from the Starseed Oracle deck. And keep in mind, general reading for the sign of Virgo. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other placements for more messages. For our lovely Virgos, thank you, Spirit. Activated Earth, power places, lay lines, trust where you're led. There's a feeling, Virgo, that when it's almost like you were meant to take time for yourself this week. You were meant to be within your own energy, to, work through a few things mentally, but also to, I want to say, when you're wandering outside or when you're running errands or something, you're going to get lost or be rerouted to a random place. Very interesting. Keep in mind, just go with the flow. Keep in mind that your guides are rerouting you for a reason. At that point, there's somewhere you need to discover or somewhere you need to be for whatever reason. It plays an important role in your future somehow. Wow. Essentially, trust where you're being led in general, but just, in these small moments as well. That's actually happened to me recently. Messenger. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. There's a feeling that Spirit's going to communicate with you this week at some point or at multiple points to remind you that there's a new sense of balance, a new sense of harmony coming into your life. Things have been too hectic recently, right? And that's just not the way a Virgo likes things, right? So it feels like you not only need to trust where you're being led in certain situations this week, but also be open to certain messages, communication, downloads from Spirit in the universe. Wow, this is going to be an interesting week for you. Let's continue. We're going to do some shuffling and pull 7 tarot cards, one for each day of the upcoming week. What else do we have for our lovely Virgos? Keep them coming for our lovely peaceful Virgos. This upcoming week. What else do we have? Oh, yep. And we're going to pull the last 2 right from the top of the deck. Thank you for your patience. Five of Cups. Be careful, my friend, when you are in your own energy, when you're taking time for you this week, that you don't dwell over what's gone. Because it feels like part of the emotional business you've been dealing with recently has to do with certain people or situations no longer being a part of your life moving forward. So just to be aware to bring yourself back to the lovely present moment. The Fool card. So you start off on Monday, Virgo, and there's a reminder that you need to go with the flow. I mean, remember, it's side by side with this activated earth card, which was about trusting where you're being led by your guides, by the universe. And so on Monday is a true day where you will be led to a random spot, or you'll be reminded to trust where Spirit in the universe is leading you, your destined path, or being rerouted towards that destined path, if you will. It's a day where you will feel truly connected to your guides, to Spirit, to the universe. Something to be aware of. Also a very good day for downloads, for messages. 6 of Cups. So you make your way to Tuesday and you're feeling a bit nostalgic, thinking back. This is one of those moments where you could potentially go from the 6 of Cups to the 5 of Cups, where you're becoming nostalgic, but then it leads to dwelling. And so they're saying there's something you need to learn from this moment when you're looking back at the past. I wouldn't say necessarily about bringing yourself back to the present moment and not dwelling, but there's just something you don't understand about what you went through, about a relationship or a job that wasn't easy. And so you kind of looking back, it's like in the midst of this reflective kind of nostalgic way of being, something will click. And then immediately after, you'll get clarification somehow, whether it's through a message, it's going to be from universe and Spirit, to confirm that aha moment was accurate. And do you hear the car alarm in the background? It feels like you might just get a random loud noise to confirm, boom, that was the moment. Interesting. And then we move on to the 3 of Wands. Now I apologize, it's just getting annoying. So you make your way to Wednesday and there's this feeling that you are planning for your future. Okay, it stopped. Ooh, and interesting how the noise stops as soon as you start to plan for your future. But so yeah, Wednesday rolls around and you're planning for what's to come. Maybe after kind of reflecting over what's happened and understanding things a little bit better, it's like, whew, that clarification, kind of gives you this new fresh breath of air where you can now look ahead. It's almost like you needed that piece of information or that aha moment to wrap up that chapter, or just simply be like, bye-bye, Key. I'm good with what's happening moving forward. Letting go of somebody or a group, a situation, a group of people, a job, whatever it may be for you. And remind yourself at this point, or you may be reminded in general, that it's all to kind of relight that fire within you, to make you feel passionate, but once again in a peaceful, kind of harmonious way. Ace of Wands. And so you make your way to Thursday, and my friend, you're overthinking. There's this reminder throughout this week that you have this fresh start ahead of you in one area of your life or your life as a whole, but you're going to create blockages. You're going to get in your own way of what you deserve if you overthink. And it's like, you could either utilize this to overthink throughout this day, or you can focus, ground yourself and utilize your intuition as your third eye opens. You can continue to get more downloads and more clarification. Think about how beneficial that was, just that one aha moment. Spirit in the universe wants to give you more information about how to move forward. 2 of Wands. And it's like, do you see what happens when you overthink? You go from successfully, regaining that passion and fire within and planning for your future to overthinking, and you're immediately left not feeling as hopeful about your planning. This is more so you longing for something more. This is you kind of getting in your own head and thinking, well, should I keep planning? Yes, you absolutely should, my friend. You need to get out of your own head. It's not a proper way to use this time for yourself. Being, that's Spirit getting feisty, bear with me. Being side by side with this Messenger card, they're saying that you have to keep in mind, or you will be reminded at this point in the week, that harmony and balance, once again, is being reinstilled in your life, even if it's more so in the background at this time. Things have to be worked out before it can come into play. And you have to understand that as you're sort of at this point being reminded of this and longing for more, being aligned with the Fool card, you need to continue to go with the flow. You need to continue to trust where you're being led. In doing this and longing for more and kind of sending out a less optimistic vibe to the universe is not doing that. All right, so get back to falling back into what's meant to be and how things are meant to unravel. Trusting the inner knowing as well, my friend, because you are one intuitive being. The Eight of Pentacles. And so you make your way to Saturday to begin the weekend and you're feeling extra focused, creative. It's like all that you've been through up until this point in this week and in general leaves you with this reset. It's almost like you, after going through all of that, you decide, you know what, I'm going to relight my own fire. I'm going to light the way for myself, at least for now. Or simply getting back to trusting Spirit and the universe and where they're leading you. It's now coming through differently, being aligned with the Eight of Cups, or sorry, the Six of Cups. At this point, when you are sort of staying focused or being creative, starting a new hobby, whatever it may be for you, these are coming through as all of the things you've been through, all right? All of the hardships, all the difficulties, all the ups and downs. And they're saying utilize it to make you stronger, wiser, using what you've been through to take advantage of what's ahead, to make the best out of it once again. Be careful not to stay up too late at this point in the week. It's like, hearing burning the midnight oil, staying so dedicated or passionate about whatever it is you're working on. Page of Wands to finish up. And so you make your way to wrap up the week on Sunday and you're feeling a bit anxious. This is my anxiety card on this channel. You're feeling a little bit, for some of you, it could be you just simply feeling excited about what's to come. You just kind of getting this burst of energy where it's like, wow, look what happens when I take time for myself. Look what happens when I don't overthink. Look what happens when I plan for the future in an optimistic light, in a passionate way. But for some of you, going back to the anxiety aspect of this card, you planning for your future, you kind of not having that full, clear image of what's about to unravel, leaves you a bit uncertain, leaves you feeling a bit anxious. And they're saying you need to ground yourself at this point. You feeling that anxious is not going to help you in the following weeks, but transforming it into more excitement rather than stress or worry. Okay? Let's finish this off by pulling a message or two from the Find Your Happy deck. For our lovely Virgos, thank you, Spirit, to wrap up this weekly read. Take it one day at a time, yeah. Reminding you that you have been going through a lot, my friend. Take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, allowing yourself to not stress out as much, not feel any sense of anxiety. Once again, to be one with the peace and harmony that's meant to come your way. And then we have everything happens for a reason. Yeah, I have this tattoo on my chest, my friends. This is a week that reminds you that everything you've been through, the difficulties, the ups and downs, even the positives, all happens for a reason. It's made you who you are today. And so when you find yourself very much within your own thoughts and your own energy this week, remind yourself that every single thing happens for a reason. Okay? So Virgo, I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you have the most amazing week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.